What's going on, guys? I'm Steve. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. If it's your first time stopping by this channel, hit the subscribe button. Trust me, you won't regret it. If you're a returning subscriber, as always, guys, welcome back, and I do appreciate the support. Guys, I'm going to do something for you guys. Now, we've been covering this Madeline Soto case. Everybody that knows, shout out to all the subscribers that have been standing with me, and shout out to all you new subscribers. I'm going to break something down. I watched intently tonight the second video, I think it was, where the mother was talking, and this is the video everybody was talking about, where her ex-boyfriend, Steven Stearns, was standing or sitting behind Jen Soto, lurking in the background while she was getting interviewed on camera or live television or whatever it was. I said before, this woman right here is guilty as well. I don't know what part she played, but she knew something, as far as her daughter being touched or whatever. But I'm going to break this down to you. I'm going to break this video down. We're going to chop it down in different sections, and I'm going to call out a couple of things that some of the stuff you guys noticed, some of the stuff you may not have noticed. But I think these interviews they did really messed them up. Take a look.
Jen, go ahead and tell us what's going on with Maddie.
Well, Monday morning, we took her to school. We dropped her off close to school, across the street from a church, which is it's right next to the school. She crossed the street and walked to school, what we thought walked to school. My boyfriend who drove her to school drove away at that point. It was seen on video footage that she hung out in the parking lot of the church for a few minutes and then got up and walked towards the school. But she never made it that walk and that was around 9 a.m. when she got up. She never made it to school after that. It's right next to the school. I don't know why she didn't make it. I don't know if something happened on her walk along the way or if she got taken, but she never made it.
Okay. You seen him come into the room and it immediately spiked her anxiety. It threw her off. Did you notice when he came in and she did like this and he walked by? First of all, he was rude. Who does that? She's having a national interview in which she's trying to get help from the the community and get awareness that her daughter is missing. This guy comes and walks right past the thing. If that wasn't rude, I don't know what is. But then again, that was planned. This guy got a child's mind. You know what I'm saying? Like, he ain't got no home training. Who does that to their girlfriend in her time of struggle? Now, I'm not taking up for this woman because you watch my other videos, I'm going to break this whole thing down. But did you see her demeanor shift and how nervous she got when he came in the room? Then on top of that, 38 seconds elapsed time into this interview. Well, before that, he had to make his presence known. He went and sat on a step stool. That was a step stool, something you use in the kitchen to get up high. He went and sat on that. It was already sat in the position. That's a bar behind them. Why would that thing be sitting there? It would be in the pantry folded up or be in the kitchen somewhere folded up. That was strategically placed there. So when she sat in that little computer nook and she did her, FaceTime, he positioned that thing there so when he could come, he could sit and watch what's said. Why did he do that? Now, I told you this guy's a manipulator. And I told you a lot of times these are standard abusive traits, intimidation tactics. He gets behind her. You know what I'm saying? He can see well enough to where he can see the person talking. He can see her reactions and he can hear both of them. He did this for two reasons, in my opinion. Reason number one, he was coaching her. He would have made sure she stayed on course and looked convincing. And she was doing what he told her to do or told her to say. That's number one. Number two, pay attention. The lady that was answering the questions was the media. So whatever questions she asked, he wanted to make sure he was in tune with said questions in case she was saying something, because he was putting feelers out to see if they was asking questions to see what the media knew and maybe some hints of what the police knew, because he don't know who's scripting the questions to ask Jennifer. So that was intel. It was intimidation, number one, and to gather intel to see if he got away with the crime. Now, let's get back to it.
And I have to ask this, and I know I hate doing it, but is she the type that would run away? Has this happened in the past or anything? Has she ever threatened to run away?
Never. She's never ever mentioned anything like this before, and she's not the type to want to do this. She did accidentally leave her phone on Monday, which is kind of normal for her. She's got ADHD and very forgetful. So she left her phone at home, so there's no way to trace her. They tried tracing her school laptop, but that's off, so it's not pinging to anything.
Jen, what is your fear? I know you mentioned she's on games and stuff. Do you think she could have like met somebody and tried to meet up with them?
She's open to us. She's open with us about, if she's got a crush with anyone, and she told us she had a crush on someone at school. And I looked at their messages, nothing was weird. I looked at all of her messages, all of her deleted messages. Nothing seemed weird. It didn't seem like she was talking to anyone. So I don't feel like that's the case. I feel like she may have been taken, because this is not like her at all, to just disappear and not tell us, not let us know where she's going or who she's with. Yeah.
What are you getting from law enforcement? Are they actively searching for her? What happens now? Especially that she doesn't have her phone with her.
So as far as I know, they're conducting a search around the school. Behind the school, there's a Shingle Creek. There's a wooded path area that you could walk. It's a hiking path. They are going back there with their canine dogs. They've taken a piece of her clothing to see if they can trace her scent. They're also taking their own vehicles. I'm not sure what type of vehicles, but they're going into the woods to search for her. But I don't feel like that's going to find anything right now. We've had people all day on that trail sending us photos to see if anything there looks familiar and like her personal belongings, and nothing is hers. So I'm not sure where to go from here. I'm just contacting the news to get the word out, to get some help, because I'm desperate. I'm a wreck right now.
So you think that she's been taken against her will?
I do think so, yes.
As a mom, what's your mother's intuition telling you right now?
I'm trying to hope for the best, but I'm scared for her. I want her to be okay, and I want her to be safe. I don't want her to come back harmed. I just want her back. Whatever that means, I just want her back.
Guys, in that segment, I think that told a lot. First thing is, they asked her, what's going on with the search? Oh, they searching behind the school. There's a pathway back there, like a public park, and it's a river back there, a swamp or a marsh or whatever she said it was, right? Now I want you to pay attention. Remember I told you she coaching, she hearing the information through him. He won't let her go out there and search, I don't think. I think he keeping her in the house. That's just my opinion. And he keeping her out of the way from this whole situation. You notice what she said? That's why I called you guys for help. I called the media. I think she called the media outside of his permission, or he went along with it, but he had to have some say in it. That's why he was sitting there. I don't think he knew she called the media. And when she brought it up, he was like, why'd you call the media? Now they got to deal with it. And he looking suspicious because this wasn't something he accounted for. Heard what she said? Oh, it's a marsh back there. It's water back, a river back there, a creek. And I don't think they're going to find anything back there. I don't think they. Why would you say that? These people are volunteering their time, manpower, municipal money, taxpayer money, and everything else to help you. And you say that out your mouth? Did you see what happened after that? Why would you say that? That made you look stupid and it made him look dumb. Why would you? It's like almost like you shit on the same people that's trying to help you. She's gone. Who prays for the worst a couple of days in the investigation of finding your missing teen daughter? You the mom, not this man. You the mom. And you say that out your mouth? That right there lets me know she knows that he did something to the baby. That right there lets me know. And she better not say nothing. That's why he was sitting back there. And my opinion, I also believe her conscience is eating her up. In other videos, when he was acting like he was crying and all this other stuff, because every time you go back to the house and you interview him, you get something else. Why he wasn't crying then? He's torn up and stuff. You seen your girl. You see that in that part? She started crying. Oh, I don't know if she's safe. I don't this. I don't that. Oh, I just wanted to be unharmed. She wasn't even crying. I think she on antidepressants or something where she's just numb. Another thing, when she cried, he never got up off that stool. Never got up and said, okay, it's okay. It's okay. You know, do you want to continue? Like, he never showed any affection, but she showed all the affection to him. That tells me that in the house, she catered to this man and ignored the needs of her own child, even the pleas and cries for help. Seriously. You sitting up here talking about they ain't going to find nothing back there? You kind of told on yourself. That probably made them say, you know what? Let's go to ground zero. Let's go back to square one. Let's go back to the house. See what's in the computer. Let's see if we can find the computer. We got cameras around here. I think him involving her helped hanging. And I think he too smart. He's so smart, he's stupid. He watched a lot of movies and he thought, hey, they'll go to the marsh. Say the marsh over there. Make sure you say it. And he stood there to make sure she said that. I'm serious. I think he sat there and was making sure she was saying. That's why when she was doing okay, he was looking off to the side. But when something came up, his ears came back. He looking. Whether it's the media lady asking a question, he trying to look at her facial expression to see if she knows something that he don't know. That's why he refused to move. Now, when he gets up, you'll see a different side of the whole situation. But check it out, though. Another thing before we go into this next part, I still can't get over the fact, like when she started breaking down, I think that's her conscience, you know, like just replaying everything that's going on while she on these meds. And I think she's on meds. It's just my opinion. Going through her conscience, eating her up, is playing in her mind what probably he told her he did with the child, or just her thinking about where the child is now and how she's out there by herself and the guilt is coming on her. Let's go to the next part.
And that was the last anyone seen of her or heard from her?
Yes. I went to pick her up after school and she wasn't there. So I started driving around, maybe thinking she took a walk. Maybe she decided to walk to my mom's office, which is pretty close to the school as well. I drove around and I didn't see anything. I drove back to the school. The school was closed. I emailed one of her teachers. They confirmed that she was absent all day. At that point is when I called 911 because I realized something was truly wrong.
Have you heard from like any of her friends? Has she been active on any social media?
She hasn't been active on social media, none of her chats, none of her games. We did contact all her friends. None of them had seen her Monday or heard from her. Yeah, there's no update.
So she's spent the whole Sunday celebrating her 13th birthday. Was her 13th birthday on that Sunday, or that was just like the time you guys were celebrating?
That was the time we were celebrating. Her birthday was on Thursday, the 22nd.
Okay,
She just turned 13.
But that's just so heartbreaking to be celebrating her 13th birthday, and then the very next day, that's gone. The last you've seen of her.
Yeah.
I mean, where do you go now? Are you gonna go out there and search or look, or what is are you sticking by the phone? Are you know, what are you doing?
I'm staying at home, staying by the phone, hoping she just appears. I know my entire family's out looking. They've all spread a bunch of flyers. I've had people contact me that they've gone to the international airport to spread flyers, to Amtrak, to Greyhound, just any way that if someone's taken her and they're trying to take her, just to show her face, just to make sure, you know, she's not being taken against her will.
Guys, I stopped here to talk about a couple of things real quick before we get back into this video. First thing is this. You notice all of the electronic devices and all that stuff are, haven't been turned on. She didn't have any of that. She had her party, went to bed, like they said in other interviews, mysteriously left her phone home, so that couldn't be searched or anything like that. This stuff is not adding up. Your boy's still sitting in the back looking like a dumbass, looking oh so guilty. I don't know anybody in their right mind that would do that and not think police would consider him a suspect. He's hovering over this girl's shoulder like impending doom. I have no doubt in my mind he held that house down under his own will and kept them people in suspended terror. I think he could do whatever he wanted. The woman would go along with him because you can see how fragile she is in there. And speaking about fragility, I think this woman suffers from anxiety or takes some type of medication. Like right now, she looked like she on some type of antidepressant. You can just see it in her. And when I show you the rest of this video, you're going to be sure she on an antidepressant. Sometimes they got medication out here where you can't even cry tears, but you could be crying and nothing come out. This guy right here, we already discovered he'd been messing with this girl for 2 years. This guy right here had that house on lock, and it was a house full of lies. It was a web of lies that was sown between the mom and and him, dismissive to the daughter. And this guy had full autonomy to run roughshod through that house, doing any and everything he wanted to do. He did. You can see it. I want you to pay attention in this next segment with him standing there as her shadow. Keep watching the newscaster lady when she's talking. She even knows it's unsettling and something's up. She said, "Oh, my family's out there looking. Don't nobody know your kid better than you do, Jen Soto." I call BS on that. How many of you ladies out there, right? Hear me out. Would be missing your daughter, your only child, and you'll be sitting at home waiting for other people to find her. That's all I'm saying. What kind of man would have a woman and know it's her kid and be sitting up under her getting interviews and he not looking for it? Let's continue.
And you mentioned ADHD. Was there anything else maybe mentally going on or that you knew of?
She does suffer from anxiety, and once upon a time she was diagnosed with autism. We had her what's the word?
Screened, maybe?
Reevaluated.
Okay.
We had her reevaluated a few months ago, actually. And they told us, no, she didn't have autism, but she did have some autistic traits. She did have ADHD, some autistic traits, but not autism. So I'm not sure where to leave with that because one doctor said she did and one doctor saying she doesn't. And I don't know. She's just in the middle, I guess, because she does have some tendencies, but socially she's pretty great. So I'm not sure.
And with the video that you were able to see whenever your boyfriend dropped her off, where was that? Which video? Was that a surveillance camera?
It was a surveillance camera from the church, Peace Church, right next to Hunters Creek Middle School.
And do you have that video?
I don't have that. They didn't show me. They wouldn't show me. It was actually my sister was the one at location, and they were letting her know what they saw on camera.
Okay.
But they didn't show it to any of us.
Got it. Okay. Jen, is there anything else that you'd like to add?
Please, 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 if you have any information, contact me, contact law enforcement. Any information helps. Maddie, if you see this, please come home. Please be safe. I love you very much. If you have my Maddie, please just let her come home. We just want her home.
Guys, that was the video broken down. And I'm going to end on this. I would be shocked. And I said this before. In fact, I would be floored if this woman, Jennifer Soto, mother of Madeline Soto, is not locked up by this weekend in cuffs. It's no way, looking at that interview, they bombed that thing. It looked coached, scripted. Certain times in the video, she would look at the reflection to see if he was back there. He got up. Immediately she's shaking, asking questions. Certain things making her uncomfortable. She's trying to remember. Do I say this? Do I say that? You notice at one point when they asked her something, she answered the question and she said, yeah. Because she had to run it over her head. Did I say that right? I would not be surprised if she knew this man was going to take the life of this child. I'm sure of it. I'm sure of it. And I wouldn't be surprised if when he took the life of the child, he called her and let her know he did it. I'm serious. I think the only thing she didn't know was where he took that body at. And I'm being dead serious. I'm being dead serious. Here's another thing too, before I leave out of here. This woman's mind is gone. This guy got her head. He got her under his wraps. And what you're looking at is what mental abuse do to you and mental manipulation it do to fragile women. This woman clearly has esteem issues and self-confidence issues. She sacrificed everything just for the affection of this man, and he knew it. People like this will keep you hanging by a thread, only to keep you around because you have some value to you or something you have has value to you. Think about it. What type of woman stays with a man that's touching her daughter, number one, but sleeps with you and your baby? That right there tell you he had total mind control over her. What you just seen was master manipulation in one of the most vilest, cruelest forms. The mom's not a victim. Madeline was. The mom is just an accessory to her being victimized. I'm Stock Market Steve for the Dynamic Reason channel. As always, like, comment, share, and subscribe. May Madeline Soto rest in peace once again and get the justice she deserves.